After grip and after developing a really good stance, the next thing that we work on is our load process. And in the load process, I'm referring to how our body is getting started in our swing, not yet striding and not yet weight transferring. And what I mean by that is when our body first starts getting started, our upper body starts getting loaded into our swing, we start getting some weight shift going backwards a little bit, we got our lower half starting to get engaged. It's the first move that we make in our swing. In developing a good load, there's a lot of good aspects we want to focus on. The first thing that we want to focus on is from the ground up. So in our load process with our lower half, the things that we want to see in a good load is how our front foot works. And so for some hitters, we have some hitters that have really high leg kicks. And a high leg kick is totally okay as long as the hitter doesn't go back onto their backside. We talk about maintaining that K posture all the way till we get our foot down. So when you have a hitter that likes to have a leg kick, make sure that you're able to have that posture of maintaining that K in that leg lift. And for leg lift, you can have a really high leg kick as long as you can maintain good balance in that and not get over their backside. If you notice how he has his knee inside of his foot, we want to maintain that a little bit. So if he has a high leg lift, go ahead. This is totally okay as long as he just doesn't have his weight go back over his backside. We also have hitters who have somewhat of a medium leg kick, just a little bit of a lift in their stance, just like that. And we also have hitters that just like to pick their foot up and put it back down. Okay, and so in our load process with our lower half, the front leg kind of gets us started with our lower half. The next thing that we like to see if we move on our way up is in our hips. Now this is more of an advanced move for older hitters, but it's not bad for younger hitters to learn too, is starting to learn that separation of, and if you watch his belt buckle in his load process, he can start kind of turning that belt buckle in towards the catcher a little bit, and it starts getting his hips coiled in the right way. And so having that little bit of a just hip turn allows our hitters to get a little bit of a head start with their hips and their swing. As we move up in the upper body load, the things that we really want to see is that we kind of have this feeling of rock the baby with our shoulders. We want this front shoulder to go down, this back shoulder to go up a little bit in this process. Now, if you have a hitter that has their elbow down in their stance, you're going to see a little bit more of a pronounced rock the baby move in the sense of their load to kind of get their elbow up and going a little bit in this process. And this is before they actually go forward. And so maintaining that K, we want to have just a little bit of this load. In the ice cream scoop drill, we're going to talk a lot about how the hands work in this load. I have no problem with hitters who like to tip the bat out. You'll see that some hitters like to tip. You're going to see that some hitters like to scoop back to the catcher like this. The things that we do not want to see in the load with our hands is our hands going up or back away or wrapped behind our head. Those are the most common mistakes we see in the load process with the upper body. Again, we want to be able to see this good, kind of rock the body motion, our hands staying right here, kind of equal to our shoulders. And it's okay if it has a little bit of a tip out this way where the bat gets a little bit more vertical. We get in trouble with tipping when the bat gets somewhat past vertical here. It takes a long time for the hitter to be able to get back into that good hitting position. So that would be a good load process right there.